in Benue State. The state has been saying it's bleeding because of the past killings and attacks that the state and some part of it have experienced. On the Friday, we saw a community very close to Nasarawa. Villages, communities brought down, burnt, and villagers ransacked and sacked from their homes. That President Bola Tinubu says it's going to be visiting on Wednesday. He said earlier today as a commissioning ceremony in Abuja. Take a listen to the president.
Why I sympathize with the Benue people, I've spoken to the governor. The leadership and people of Benue should accept our condolences and tried hard, very, very consciously, to maintain peace, harmony among themselves. I've always said this, that we are one single huge family living in the same house, stay in different rooms, but living together in harmony will be the result of our diversity for prosperity. We should be able to manage our anger and frustrations.
President Bola Tinubu today. So earlier, we've seen the governor of Benue State, I said earlier, receiving the Inspector General of Police. And the governor told the IG that the state is bleeding.
We are bleeding. We are in sorrow. I believe your visit is going to uplift our spirits and build within us formidable assurance of the fact that we are not alone and you continue to be there for us and to support and to do this journey together with us.
These mindless acts of terror are not just attacks on Benue State. They are attacks on the sovereignty and integrity of our nation. An attack on any community in Nigeria is an attack on the entire nation. Criminal elements and bandits might have operated with impunity in the past, but the day is fast approaching when they will come to attack and will never return.
We wish that it comes, but let's get inside into this. There are a lot of things that the governor has said, what is going on the ground, the protest and the widespread. In fact, the Roman Catholic Church Pope has spoken up about this matter. What about those who are representing the people in Parliament? What is their thought? Don't forget, on this program, the governor has said some politicians are behind some of these attacks. I'm being joined by a member representing Benue State in the House of Representatives, Honorable Tese Ugo, is live for us here. Thanks so much indeed for joining us on the program today.
Thank you for having us on.
Our heart goes out to the people of Benue State on this very, very sad note that people are being killed. And first and foremost, some of you have been described as behind these attacks. The politicians in Abuja, are some of you behind this?
It's absolutely false. Absolutely not true. The killings in Benue have gone on for many, many years now. Several governors have experienced this, and this current administration is also experiencing this. And we saw this coming. Because
you saw it coming?
Yeah, we saw it coming because there's history. So right from when we got inaugurated, I started experiencing it even before I was inaugurated. When I was elected, when I was member-elect, I experienced the first attack in my constituency.
Your area?
Yes, in my local government.
But this is not in your area?
This particular one is not in my area, but I'm from Konde local government, one of the hardest hit crisis areas in Benue State. It's part of this crisis, an ongoing crisis in my local government and across Benue. Katsina-Ala, Ukum, Logo, which are neighboring communities. My constituency is bordering with Cameroon and bordering with Taraba, bordering with Katsina-Ala, where it's also a hotspot. So we experience daily attacks from the herdsmen. And we have presence of
herdsmen. What kind of herdsmen are these people?
Well, from the report we've gotten and from the victims of the attacks themselves, they have said it clearly to us that these people who are attacking them are herdsmen. And
is it retaliatory in any sense?
It is not retaliatory in any sense whatsoever. Benue State does not have a militia. Benue State does not have any kind of gang or militia. The last time Benue State had anything that looked like a militia was Ghana, if you remember Ghana,
yeah.
Who has been killed. Yeah. And his people, his militia has been completely wiped away.
Under Samuel Otom?
Under Samuel Otom. Samuel Otom gave them amnesty when he became governor. And many of them returned their arms, and he tried to integrate them back into society. It did not work 100%, and that area has remained volatile to today. But there is no organized militia in Benue State that is going around attacking communities or attacking any other ethnic group that lives within or around Benue State that will require a reprisal attack.
So this is not retaliatory. This is not reprisal of any sort.
Not at all.
Who are these people that you imagine? You are a son of a military officer.
Yes.
What do you think, in your own sense, that could have been the cause of this?
I think that this is clear terrorism. I think that this is clear banditry. I think that this is possibly an offshoot from Boko Haram. This is clearly a case of terrorism happening in Nigeria.
Those who are alleging that they are being harbored in neighboring states like Nasarawa,
yes.
Is there any truth in that?
There's a lot of truth in that. In my local government too, we have information that they are camped in Kashimbila, which is part of Taraba, but on the border with Benue.
But those states where they are alleging that they are being camped, there are no attacks in those areas. Well, what are they looking for in Benue?
Benue has fertile land. Let me tell you a little bit about Benue. Benue is the number 4th or 5th largest in terms of population in Nigeria. The Chi people are the number 4th or 5th largest ethnic group in Nigeria. Benue State is the number 1 most Christian state in the whole of northern Nigeria. Benue is 99.9% Christian. It's the most Christian state in Nigeria. It is the most fertile state in Nigeria in terms of food production. Benue was the food basket of the nation. But all that is gone. Over 40% of our arable land currently is not being farmed. So our young people, our women are currently displaced. Hundreds of thousands of people are displaced. There are no more farming. Farmlands are being taken over. And we have settlements now of the Fulani who have settled in our land right now and have taken over a lot of land for grazing.
But you heard
so farmers are not able to farm.
He said people should sit down and reconcile. Who are the opposing parties here? When the president said reconcile.
We have never had problem with any ethnic group in Benue. Benue has a huge population of the Igbo people.
But politicians are talking in the midst of this. The governor is alleging that some politicians are these, some other politicians are, even within the APC, you are hearing conflicting positions about this matter.
Look, there's no
politics. Is there any way politics is in the middle of all of this?
Not at all. Not at all. There's no need to politicize this issue. There's absolutely no need to politicize the issue. The fact is that the governor and the members of the National Assembly have not been able to work together because the governor has not considered us important enough to support his government. So he has not invited us for a meeting since he became governor. He has not engaged with us.
Are you a member of his party?
We're a member of the same party. But so he has never engaged with us. He has never invited us for a meeting.
There's been faction. It is said that some of you are of the SGF faction in the APC.
Well, we don't recognize that.
So there's opposition within the party.
Yes, there's opposition, and unfortunately, the party at the national level kind of added fire to that to those cracks by appointing a caretaker and dismantling a sitting executive of the party in Benue State unconstitutionally. So the party at the national level added fire by creating that scenario.
Because there are the feelings that, on one hand, yes, the insecurity in Benue State has its own fire, which is propelling the crisis. But on the other hand is the fact that politicians are not supporting the governor and they are fueling it. Because the governor said it clearly on this program that politicians in Abuja are the ones behind, and there are intelligence to that fact.
The governor said he will release a report of a commission of inquiry. He said you released it on Tuesday or Wednesday last week. We've not seen that report. We are eager to see the report. In fact, we released it. The National Assembly Caucus did a press conference a few days ago where we've asked the governor to release the content of that report and to subject it to investigation.
Those of you on the side of the SGF, what do you have against the governor?
We have nothing against the governor.
The governor, is not the leader of the party?
He is a leader of the state.
So why is the contest between the SGF and the governor? Who is the leader of the party?
We don't understand why there's a contest. We don't understand.
Is he not
why.
the leader? Is the SGF the leader?
The SGF is a leader in his own right.
But
He has been a leader of the party.
Leader? The leader in Benue State of the APC.
Look, the truth of the matter is that the SGF, Senator George Akume, remains the leader of APC.
Above the governor.
Look, the governor is a leader in his own right. The governor is the leader of Benue State. And there's no challenge to his authority.
But traditionally,
nobody has challenged his authority in
we always see
Benue.
that the governor takes the lead as far as the party is concerned. Every other person, whether you're a former governor, they fall in line, because that's always, if you become governor today, the present governor, you become his leader.
Okay, what did the SGF do to not offer him leadership of the party? He became governor. He had the party structure in place. He never called the party together one day to say, guys, this is what I want to do. He never did any concessions. He never... So how do you become a leader? You know, the problem is that this is just... The governor came from the church. He was not a politician. So he did not understand the role he needed to play to naturally and systematically take over leadership of the party. What gives governors leadership of the party? Because they fund the party, they give support to the party, they help build the party. That is all the governor needed to do. Nobody is competing with his leadership. Nobody is competing with his status as governor of the state. He formed his cabinet 100% by himself. The SGF did not nominate one person into his cabinet. The SGF has not nominated one person as his advisor. He has done local government elections across 23 local governments. He has single-handedly handpicked all the 23 and all the 276 councillors in the state. So the governor formed his team without a single input from the SGF. And that's the problem
that is already he had with the SGF.
Man, that is, well, you know, politics, you know, sometimes you want concession, you want to nominate, you know, I helped you become governor, I supported you financially and otherwise, I want to nominate somebody to help you to be in your government. So he turned down all requests for nominations from the SGF and from any of us from the National Assembly who campaigned with him, worked with him. We had a framework, we had a mindset, we had a manifesto that we all work with together. So we expected that when he assumes office, we will come together as a party and promote the things that we had campaigned on. I had campaigned in my local government that we should open up the Nigerian-Cameroon border in Benue so that we can benefit from international trade through the Cameroon border. There's Kashimbila power plant there. There's an airport close by there. So I had spoke to the governor about this issue. So for me, as a representative, there are certain issues that I wish I could present to the governor now that we're in office, but he has refused to listen to any ideas from us.
Are you going to Benue on Wednesday when the president is visiting?
I'll be there.
What would you think that, in your mind, as a leader, in your own right, the president should be saying to the governor if he gets on the ground? You're a member of the party too, isn't it?
Yes. I think the governor, the president, should bring peace and harmony within the party and within all.
And I imagine that the SGF also will be there.
Yes,
would you say that the president should sit in the same room as the governor and the SGF and resolve their differences? Would that help matters?
Well,
and that was the tension.
It will help matters once there's peace and there's unity to help matters. And it will help matters because when there's unity and when we're working together, then we can harness all the best ideas. I have information on ground in my constituency that I could propose to the governor. The SGF has a lot of information operating on the national. So if we work together, we can harness the best ideas to bring peace and bring development to Benue. But the point I'm making to you is that politics and the political differences shouldn't stop the governor from playing his role as the chief security officer of the state. The political differences is not an excuse to say, because I'm not getting along with the National Assembly, I'm unable to manage a security in Benue State. I don't think that is a good excuse. The fact that we are even off his government, the fact that we have little contribution to his government in terms of ideas or anything, he should give him the free hand to do what he wants. And he has the free hand. He has all his appointees. He has the free hand. The SGF has never stopped allocation to Benue one day. The SGF has never fought the governor and stopped any benefit to Benue.
I'd like to also anchor on this note. What do you think could be a permanent solution to this? It's becoming an age-long crisis.
You see, the DG of the DSS publicly said communities will have to come up with self-defense mechanisms. Communities will have to defend themselves. Communities will have to come up with vigilante and other systems where you can protect your communities. This is what Benue needs to do. For a long time, like I said, Benue does not have a militia. Benue has had several attempts to set up state security apparatuses.
That was set up and it's still operating.
Otom, yeah, the former governor Otom did that, you know, with the anti-open grazing law and the forest, I can remember the title, what he called them. Then this government came in and set up their own, his own security, the volunteer guards called Anyamnyo. Unfortunately, we've not seen much of the impact of Anyamnyo in Benue. So we've not been able to set up a good security architecture to protect our communities in Benue. We've just not been able to. And let me tell you, the military and the police security forces in Benue are in Benue for peacekeeping. Like you said, I'm from a military background. I also went to military school, so I know the mentality behind the military operations. The military formations in Benue are there for peacekeeping. I interact with them at the grassroots level, and I know their mindset. They're not there to open fire on any group of people. They're not there to go all out and open fire on Fulani or open fire on the Chi people or any other tribe in Benue. They are there to maintain the peace. And because of that, when these people come and attack, they attack and they retreat. The security presence is not there, doesn't have the mandate to pursue them across state lines and go and attack them in another state. That is not the mandate of the security in Benue. But right now, with this situation, they need to go on the offensive.
All right.
The military needs to go on the offensive. If not, this problem will not stop.
Honorable Tessa Ubo, who is a member of the House of Representatives representing Benue State in the National Assembly. Thanks so much indeed for your time today. I appreciate it.
Thank you very much.